Welcome back to 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I am Hamburger Chariot, and I'm here with my best friend.
Hello, hello. Very excited to be here. Hopefully I'm not cutting out.
You are just a little bit, because Discord hates you.
It's just my day.
Yep. So yeah, I'm here with Mirth Mauser, and we are slowly going through this game piece by piece, and giving our spoilery commentary on the game. If you are wanting to look at this game for the first time, please do not use our videos as a guide. We will be full of spoilers.
All the spoilers, any detail that we see that comes back later and we want to comment about, we will, and this game is best experienced with you trying to piece it together very slowly.
Yeah, I'm usually, I think most people put too much stock into spoilers in general, but if there's one game you want to experience as blind as possible, it's this one.
And on that note, let's jump into the first story section of this game.
Which is Juro Kurabe, who is kind of suggested to be the main protagonist of the main protagonists. Which, he's more not the most important.
Yeah, he's more the poster boy of 13 Sentinels protagonist, rather than the actual main character.
I do have things on the right settings, yeah? Yeah, okay.
Because, as you play through it and as you fully understand the game, how the game treats all the characters, he's really just one of the 13 main characters. It's just, they needed a face for the main cast, so that's him.
Yeah,
to be fair, Juro's a very good character, so I don't necessarily mind.
Oh yeah, Juro's a great character. He's not the best character. He probably doesn't... He probably doesn't even make top 3 boys in this game, but
I'd agree with that.
That is very, very, very high bar. That is no slight against him. He is great, but the competition is very stiff. Half of my name is named after a character in this game, the Hamburger for Miura, who we will meet later.
We will meet. Okay. We will meet later, and yet sooner than you think.
Juro Kurabe. Oh, that lighting.
Oh, the light. It's so good. It's so good.
Again. What is going on?
This again.
Come on, Juro. Let's go home.
It's the boy Shiba. I think I'm gonna say Shiba is my favorite of the characters that you don't control.
I can see that. I can easily see that. You probably know mine already, but it's not any slight to Shiba. Shiba is a phenomenal character, and how can you not love him? Nobody dislikes Shiba.
I just get this weird feeling sometimes, like something's off.
What the?
Going to school, living my life. It's like I'm not supposed to be here.
You've seen too many movies, man.
Right with the, with Juro's more suspicious dialogue, you're already getting first-time players, wildly wondering what the heck is going on. Why is this person questioning their own flashback? Why are they kind of acting dissociated from it?
Shiba-kun's a bit of a class clown.
Yeah, they really set up so much in these opening few hours of Prologue. And it's so well done, it opens up so many questions.
But he's a good friend. I always talk to him about action flicks. Speaking of movies, I brought your video back. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Already? I just lent it to you yesterday. You wasted no time.
Who are the voice actors for Juro and Shiba? Because Shiba in particular has a very, very good voice actor. Similar to Iori from the previous video, Shiba is another one who actually voices 4 characters in the same game.
He does. Shiba is voiced by the incredibly talented Ben Diskin, who is in a bunch of stuff, be it in JoJo, Agretzko, Kids Next Door. The guy has had a very long and seasoned career, and it shows. He absolutely embodies just this, kind of almost happy-go-lucky, is like lucky school friend that you can already feel like you knew, even if you weren't friends with him in high school. You know this kid. You know the kid in the class. It's
Yeah.
He's the type of character, like, again, with Godo, you could immediately figure out who he is just by a couple lines, just by his tone. You know this guy.
Another thing I really like about this game, the art is very pretty, but the facial expressions are a big highlight. Everyone manages to be incredibly distinct, and it's very fun to watch. You can make Discord emotes out of, like, so many faces in this game.
But especially Shiba's. I'd say out of all the facial expressions.
Shiba
of the
has the
characters.
best range, I'd say. Other characters have individually excellent faces. Shiba is the overall best.
No question. What I love is that artistically their faces are drawn in a very kind of simple style, and yet you get so much emotions out of them. They very much capture, using simplicity to its most effective measure.
Can you blame me? Giant robots, fights in the city? I was on the edge of my seat.
You sure love mecha, don't you, Juro?
You sure love mecha. This game is absolutely drowning in sci-fi love letters and references.
It has, frankly, too many references to count, but we'll count them as we go.
Yeah,
and
any that we pick up on, we'll mention.
Yeah, and I did forget to mention in our praise for Ben Diskin, we have Juro Kurabe here, voiced by Chris Hackney, who a lot of people will also know from Fire Emblem Three Houses as Dimitri.
Dimitri, damn, okay. See how it is.
Just give me the tape back whenever. That movie was freaking sweet, wasn't it?
So I'm going to
Lying.
going to try and get as much dialogue as possible into each video, like to exhaust all of the trees and stuff, just because it's all really good.
Great dialogue.
Which is why I'm talking to this guy like 3 times before I actually give him the videotape.
On that note, it's a simple thing, but I gotta praise this game for it because it's not something you actually see often. This game is fully voice acted. Every single line that is coming out of the character is voice acted. All of it.
They even voice acted a bunch of the UI. Like, whenever you hover over a different idea in your thought cloud, it says it in the voice. There's a bunch of voice lines in the destruction battles that don't mean a whole lot, but they're voice acted anyway. Like, celebrations for kicking kaiju and shit.
Here you go.
If 13 Sentinels can fully voice act its fucking game, why can't shit like Ace Attorney, you know? Like, it's just kind of disappointing nowadays to see full-on visual novels not have full voice acting, when they absolutely should.
It really enhances the experience when a game goes all out with its voice acting. I get not every game needs full voice acting, but it can make such a... I cannot imagine this game any other way.
Like, some games don't need it, but, like, some games do, and to be honest, if you're a game that, like, wants voice acting, like most visual novels and stuff, we're starting to run out of excuses to not fully voice act your games, because, like, Fire Emblem Three Houses has 5 fucking story branches and hundreds of support conversations that are all fully voiced on a Switch game.
No excuse, really.
Do better, Capcom. Like, really.
Let me know if you have
Anyway.
any others to recommend.
Sorry, we should not
Sure,
get
yeah.
on massive tangents like that.
You've really turned
Is-
into a movie buff, huh?
Do you think it's too much?
God, Shiba's face here with like the chin grab.
Well, now that you mention it, I've been seeing this stuff in my dreams too.
Yep, definite movie addiction.
And that one with the fucking eyebrows. God, I need all of these faces. Someone more talented than me needs to like extract the faces from the footage and like crop them.
You're showing all the signs. Soon
It's a
enough,
simple
you'll
thing.
know the difference between fiction and reality.
It's a simple thing, but you see Juro constantly kind of, as Shiba puts it, you're struggling with the difference between fiction and reality. And Shiba's very much deflecting him from thinking too hard about it. Like, hey, you know, just focus on your movies, man. You know, you don't need to think too hard about this. Just deflection after deflection. And it's hidden in just such casual high school boy banter. You don't even question it at all watching it the first time. And yet, with hindsight, it is so clear what Shiba's doing here.
Shiba and everything surrounding him is one of the most smartly written aspects of this entire game. There is so much subtle foreshadowing. Like, the second time I went through the story, I did it with a friend of mine, and when they got to the big Shiba reveal, they like freaked the fuck out and was like, holy shit, how did you manage to hide your surprise during all of those early scenes? I want to watch the first half of the game again and look back on all that foreshadowing to see what I missed.
Yeah, that's exactly my reaction, and that is what I did. And that's how I picked up on like, oh my gosh, this was brilliant. And I'll point out the signs as we go through it some more.
Oh, definitely. Like, this is another great line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I think I've seen a movie about that.
like not all, like this is such heavy foreshadowing for basically Juro's entire arc, just hidden in plain conversation of just two boys talking about movies.
I've got plans with someone. Let me guess. It's Nenji-kun, right? Ew, no. I mean, it is a guy, but... Yuri-chan met someone special too. I'm the only one left. You're also
Wait,
lucky
Wilco.
with boys. It's not fair.
God,
Deep
the
breaths,
arm
Miwako.
shaking is so cute.
Hold on a sec, Miwako. Did you need something?
Not really.
So as I was saying...
Just I don't want to say
Sleep
disdain,
again.
that's a strong word, but just, you know, like, you need something, just that standoff tone in her voice, I love it.
Yeah, Tomi's fucking great. Everyone is best boy and everyone is best girl. I think
Pretty much.
Tomi is one of the better best girls.
Top three
can't-
for me, top three.
I can't quite decide if I like her or Yuki more.
Oh, that's so hard. They're both phenomenal. Oh, don't make me choose.
School's out for the day. Should I wake her up? Come to think of it, in that movie yesterday, the girl piloting the robot looked awfully familiar.
Like, right away, they're already planting the seeds of just like that. He's constantly referencing movies he sees to real-life events. And that's very confusing to an audience, and it really sticks out to like, why is he so fixated on it this way?
She always seems to be
And it
sleeping.
takes so long for it to make sense.
It's odd. And then she shows up in my dreams. I can't help but be a little curious about her.
And I love how easy it is to sort of write off her being in his dreams as just like, oh, he's a teenage boy. Yep, that's the kind of dream she's in. And then no, it actually turns out to be like way more impactful than that. But
Yeah.
it's so easy to just dismiss it. And that's part of what makes it so good writing. It's really easy to dismiss a lot of the foreshadowing because it's written so naturally, but then you realize how important it was all along.
Like, it's such a small thing, but I do love, to come back to Juro's voice acting here, how he almost sounds kind of disassociated with everything. Like, he also sounds very down to earth and chill about everything, but almost just a little too chill. Like there's just a small part of this that just isn't fully there. And there's a very good reason for why there seems like a small part of him isn't fully there. Because it isn't. And man, the acting does a phenomenal job of conveying that right away. And yet not too much where you feel like it's too out of the ordinary. Like you think like, okay, maybe this kid is just a bit out of it without really thinking on why.
I have to agree with everything. Sometimes it's difficult to follow up on what you say, because it's just like, yep, I agree with all of that. Couldn't have said it better myself.
We just got a lot of passionate stuff to say about this game.
Yeah. I can be not the best at articulating my thoughts after the fact, which is part of why I wanted to do this series, because I wanted to be able to react live to individual lines and stuff and be able to look back on them and go, oh, I really liked this, huh? I sort of have a bit of poor memory with that, which is why a lot of my favourite games and stuff I play multiple times, because I want to really reinforce the details in my brain that I can often struggle to internalize.
I just replayed my favorite games because I love them.
Versus you, who's able to quote half of Persona 5 from memory. And I love Persona 5, don't get me wrong, it is unironically the reason I'm alive, but I can't quote most of it.
And I've only played it twice.
People play that game like 10 times a year. How?
I don't know how they do that. Anyway,
they
back
skip
on
all
track.
they skip all the cutscenes and shit, which like, fuck you, you're not really playing the game
I
again.
saw that one video up for rent.
Oh, the one you told me about the other day? Really?
Yup. Gonna rent it?
I've got to.
Oh, crap. Give me a minute. I'll be right
Subtle
back.
thing, he's already telling him, you need to rent more movies. And it just sounds like a couple of kids just being movie buffs. But just all these little things like, oh, you told me about that. You gonna get it? Yeah, I got to. You see Shiba planting these.
That movie's a hidden gem. It's tough to get a hold of these days. Hey, Fuyusaka-san. Rise and shine. Class is already over.
Kurabe-kun? Thanks.
You were out cold, huh?
Just now, I had another weird dream. And you were there.
Huh? Me? What kind of dream was
Dreams.
Well,
Dude!
Huh?
This sucks, man. Can't find Amiguchi anywhere.
Amiguchi, my beloved.
Hey, don't ask her about plot. Come with me. I gotta get you more videotapes.
Yeah, don't talk to the other person who's having the same dreams.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? You two are looking awfully cozy.
Embarrassing him to pull him away.
Oh, yeah? Then what's the problem? Don't mind me. Carry on.
It's
Sorry,
so
Fuyusaka-san.
subtle. It's so... And that face!
And the grin! God, his faces are so good! I love how I'm saying all the faces in this game are really good, and ironically, Iori and Juro have some of the faces that are actually kind of meh. Like,
Yeah.
in comparison, they're not very emotable versus, like, Shiba, who just look at him.
I mean, at least Juro, I feel is kind of built. At least this current version of him is built around having more subtle expressions.
Yeah.
Iori, it just feels like they just kind of drew her to be a little gentle. And
Let's talk
yeah,
about
she's
this some
not
other
quite
time.
as emotive as most of the characters.
Iori Fuyusaka is gentle, brackets, derogatory.
yeah.
Notice, she
I'm going
seems
home
a
now.
little perplexed on what happened there, but it's in a very subtle way.
I love how
Something
he
I-
looks towards Iori.
Fine. Guess single girls walk home alone. Hey, I'm sorry. I'll buy you a crepe next time. Hey,
It's
could you move?
I'll go
Sorry.
into it after this. so standoffish. I love it.
She's so good.
I love the
I'll
view
get
from
into
the
her
old
later
classroom.
when we get to her
The
part.
new one's not bad either. I can see the whole schoolyard.
This is another really good song, by the way. I will
Everyone's
say,
training hard with their teams.
I have the most
They're really
praise
supporting one
for
another. Maybe
the
I should join
songs
the club too.
in the battle tracks. Sorry, I'm trying not to talk over her. But there's
It's about
some
time
really
for me to
good
go home.
Remembrance ones as well, and I kind of want to try and get a bit more of them,
Yeah.
like memorize
Just,
them more.
yeah, funny you say that. I remember a lot more of the Remembrance tracks than I do the battle music. That isn't to say I don't love the battle music. I do. It's just, I have so much more clear memories of the tracks that would play during the tense story moments.
I don't remember almost any of them. I remember
Really?
I remember Voyage to Tomorrow because it's used in the analysis menu. I remember the battle tracks, obviously. I remember A Fateful Struggle, mostly just because the name has F8 in it. So, obviously it's used in the scenes about that. And like almost nothing else.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear that.
I don't know, it's more, for lack of a better term, background music-y than a lot of the soundtracks I tend to listen to a lot, like Neo
I
The
see.
World Ends With You, or Persona 5, or even Umi Neko, where it stands out a bit more because there's less distracting you.
I see what you mean. I did want to mention this earlier, before the thing with Miwako. As you'll see, more as we see with Shiba, they do an incredible, subtle job of that he doesn't talk to anyone else from Juro, and you don't even question it. And it's all in his personality and how the character is portrayed. Again, he's like, you know this kid. You knew that. He's like, you knew that the exact kid back in high school. He was in your class. He's that, kind of annoying-ish guy that a lot of people that just kind of roll their eyes at. He's still friendly, and there's still people that like him. But he's just that guy, some people will ignore. So you don't question when other people don't acknowledge him, because it's just like, oh, typical Shiba. And I don't think you could have any other personality type complement so well with the fact that other people don't talk to him.
Also, he's really cute, and I want to see him top Juro. See, this is our dynamic in general. Mirth will come out with the deep analysis of the writing quality, and I'll just be like, guy's hot.
It's okay, we'll switch sides once Hijiyama and Okino get here.
Oh god. I remember the first time we recorded that. That was...
I'll try to have less to say.
No, don't, Lamau. Just, yeah.
Anyway.
It will be funny to actually see it swapped, where you'll be fangirling for them, and I will be the one that's... basically Juro's face here. Like, yep, that sure is a cross-dressing androgynous twink.
Anyway.
Yep.
I know, I shouldn't
More
tease you
Shiba.
like that. But it's your fault for keeping secrets from me.
The subtlety!
But
Again,
seriously,
typical Shiba.
Amiguchi, we gotta catch that guy and quick.
You want to hang out again that badly?
He's got all the good video games.
Nice
You're
deflection.
just waiting for me to play him. But the sucky thing is, he's never around unless you make plans.
Unless you make plans.
Where the heck did that
I'll
guy run off
get
to?
into it more when we get
We
into
gotta
that
find
scene.
him quick. If we don't, then say goodbye to our gaming session today.
Part of the difficulty of juggling this is deciding when characters are relevant enough to a scene to start digging into them. Because, I didn't really dig into Tomi at all, because she's not actually important here. This scene isn't really about her, she just happens to appear in it. So I didn't think it was very appropriate.
It's fine. I mean, she'll get her scene later.
That's it, we've got the whole game to cover.
Yeah.
She's not exactly lacking screen time.
Amiguchi-kun's not the
Very
most
few of these
responsible
characters
guy,
are,
but
granted.
he's smart, athletic, and popular with the ladies.
And popular with the gays too, goddamn. I love me some Amiguchi. He's not quite my favorite character in this game, but oh boy, he is definitely the hottest.
We will get to him very soon.
On top of that, his family is rich. He's got all the latest video game consoles in his room. You know, Amiguchi-kun usually grabs a snack on his way out. Maybe he's still around.
Oh, in the cafeteria? That's right. He was there during break, too.
One thing that does mildly confuse me,
Kurabe.
that I just realized is right now.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Kurabe-kun.
What is it, Sawatari-san?
She can talk to her now. Oh yeah, I know what she's gonna ask. I forgot. She's gonna ask about the papers from the nurse's office.
I think... Well, we know that Shiba, aka 426, is capable of being an active projection that other people can see. So, why does he choose to only be seen by Juro? Because we know for a fact that the way that, like, he becomes Fluffy is he's not in Megumi's head or anything. He's projecting himself as a cat, which is why he fades away when Juro gets too far away.
He's technically projecting himself from Juro. That's a good point.
So
And-
why does he always hide in Shiba form?
I'm not sure. It feels like a deliberate choice between of who he wants to be seen by.
I guess that's fair. I feel
The
like
exact-
Universal Control would be able to handle a lot of the...
Well, when it comes to some of the in-universe specifics, that's where my brain gets a little dodgy. Because towards the end, I started thinking. I stopped trying to figure out those specifics, but we'll get to them when we do.
Those papers on the podium. Could you take them to Miss Morimura in the nurse's office?
Me?
Morimura.
Well, it's your turn this week.
Oh, is it?
The papers are on the podium.
I'm
The
up
papers
for
are on the
Miyuko is
podium.
voiced by let's see, Xanthiwin. I believe that's how her name is pronounced.
But it was Xanth Hein, but I might be wrong on that.
The papers are...
I know. On the podium, right?
I was wondering why you could keep talking to her when she said the same thing, but if you talk enough times, you interrupt her. I love it.
Xanthwin? Is that what you said?
Kurabe-kun, where are you
Hein.
going?
But I might
Hein.
be wrong on that. I honestly don't know. I've never heard it said.
I just
Sorry,
googled it and it
I'm
says
kind of in a hurry.
Xanthiwin.
All you need to do is drop off the papers. It shouldn't take long.
I'm so certain that's her.
I'm fairly sure it is her. It is very
not-
that voice.
Yeah, she's not credited, but I have heard her in several things, and that is her tone. That is what's her name? Marinette from Three Houses, Haru from Persona 5. Like, that's the tone. I know that's her.
And very brief tangent. Very brief, I promise. I'm basically holding you at gunpoint to play the Toei duology. Because, like, I know you'll love it, but you just keep on not playing it. So
I
here's
procrastinate everything.
So here's another crumb to make you more interested. In Neo, one of the major characters of the game is voiced by Xanth Hein.
Then
And it's one of the better main characters as well. Not party member, but like main character outside of them.
Let's head to the cafeteria. Grab your stuff and come on.
he's deflecting. You have Juro's papers to deliver.
Is
And then he actually picks up the papers and holds them.
Yes, that's right.
They respond to the lighting, and oh, it's so pretty.
I have no fucking clue how they managed to make the lighting so dynamic when it's on fucking 2D sprites. But
I
it
don't
is
know
legit.
even know how that works.
It's insane and impressive, and I love it, because this isn't even the only time they do it. It's consistent across, like, the whole game. The whole game has amazing lighting.
Hey, Miuka.
Let's head to the cafeteria. Grab your stuff and come on.
About that. Sorry. I can't. These papers. I need to take them to Miss Morimura.
Seriously? Well, do what you gotta do. But we're not giving up on Amiguchi, alright? I'm gonna head over to the
Any
cafeteria.
idea?
I love
Grab
his
your bag and
voice.
meet me there when you can.
Something about it
Ben-
is so comfy.
Ben knocked it out of the park with this guy. Like,
Also, the
and
fucking
this
duck
wall-
face when he was running away.
Oh, I love the walk cycle. Every character has such a unique walk cycle. I love it.
It's great. Hold R to fast forward. Press buttons, dipshit.
Like, this game's art style feels like almost way too pretty and too, dynamic's the wrong word, but too intricate in gameplay to just call this, oh, it's half compact, half visual novel, because this feels like more than just a visual novel, but I don't have another word for it.
It's not a visual novel, it's a story-heavy game, and there's a difference. People don't call JRPGs visual novels. They're still story-heavy.
I know.
But yeah, I agree. I fucking hate when people call this a visual novel, because it's not one. And it's like, no. They put a lot of effort into the interactivity of these...
They did. That's why I hesitate to call it that.
Conversations.
I just don't have a proper word to describe how unique this the interactive and art experience is for the story section. Like, yeah, this isn't just a visual novel. Like, it really isn't.
Excuse me?
We're back.
Hello, we had some technical
She's not here.
difficulties. For some reason my PC fucking blue screened, so we are doing this scene again.
What should I do with these papers?
No
Can I
worries.
just
We can easily
leave them
pick up
here?
where we left off. I was just talking about, you know, the change in tone with the lighting, with the lack of music,
There's
with
a
this track being
document with my
introduced.
picture
With,
on it.
I think I
What
was going to
is
mention.
this?
I think I was going to mention Juro just nervously glancing everywhere. Like, it's such a good way of establishing tone right away. It's just like, okay, something was slightly off before.
I believe
I'll
No.
just take a
they
peek.
keep certain tracks exclusive to certain characters.
They do. And it makes it feel like each individual character route almost has its own soundtrack in a way. That's not entirely true. There are some tracks there are quite a bit of tracks that do a lot of crossover, but yeah, each character does have exclusive tracks, and that gives each story its own signature sound, and I love that.
I'd like to maybe go through the game once it's finished and just record where all the tracks play to find out who's exclusive to who. Like, some of them are going to be really obvious, like the track that's called A Fateful Struggle with F8 in the title is going to be about the character that goes by the name F8. Just throwing that out there, but like, yeah.
Juro Izumi?
Whoa, it's Izumi.
It's my photo, but the last name is wrong. I'm Juro Kurabe. Symptoms. Psyche stabilized via drug administration. Patient is obedient. General good health. Drugs, huh?
Yeah, that's about my reaction. Drugs.
What I love about his reads here is that while he obviously sounds a little worried, a little confused, a little concerned, at the same time, he just sounds a little bit distant with it too. Like, again, he's very grounded in what's going on, but he's also not all there with it too. And that bit of the character goes on where, yeah, as his emotions become more erratic and panic.
Try to speak more directly into the microphone. You're starting to get a bit...
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
I was just going off on that. I love Juro's tone here. That even though you can hear his confusion and worry here, it's very subtle, and he still comes across as still emotionally distant from it all. Like something about him is fully there, even in this moment.
Oh,
It's such good
Kurabe-kun.
character detail.
Amiga, it's Tits McGee. I mean, fucking look at them for a start. Those are some honkers. Those are some bidonkadonks.
How many frames did they put on those in specific? Jeez.
What brings you here? Anything I can do for you?
Nothing suspicious.
This is another of those characters that Allegra Clark voices. I wonder why. Ooh. It's because they're the same person.
Yeah. Right away, she basically sounds nothing like Iori. Like, when you first see her, because of her hairstyle and because of, again, how the character is voice acted, you're not going to register them as the same person at all when you first see her. Just your mind thinks, like, oh yeah, these are two different characters. Just, it's the same actress capturing two different voices so distinctly, you don't even cross-reference them. And she's not the only one who does this. Several actors do this. And one is particularly impressive, but we'll get to him when he gets here.
I think you forgot these.
I love how we're like 35 minutes into this chapter and this isn't even the last scene.
Oh my.
This is gonna be a long video.
You brought them back for me?
It's okay. It's a good scene.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with this one. I'm fine with some of them being longer than others. Especially since a lot of the battles in particular are probably going to be pretty short.
I was told it was my turn this week.
I see. You're a good kid, Kurabe-kun. Thank you. I appreciate the help.
The fucking blush on his face. It's adorable.
Shiba-kun's waiting for me. I should go to the cafeteria.
He's looking for an out.
Oh, one more thing.
Well, I'm looking for an in.
Kurabe-kun, how is your current condition?
No, he's not allowed to leave yet.
Would you
He's being
mind telling me
trapped
about
by-
your condition?
Conversational obligation.
My condition?
You know. Any heart palpitations? Dizziness?
The way he just looks straight at them. Like,
I mean, she's doing it on purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
I'm here for it.
Are you getting enough sleep at night?
Why do you ask?
That's the tone.
There's a nasty cold going around.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I've got some fucking
I mean,
cold
especially
sores.
since you know why she's being pushy.
Mm,
It's a little bit questionable.
At this time of year?
Persona lets you date 11-year-olds. It could be worse.
It could be worse, but it's still questionable.
Besides, they're like 16. They're 16, that's fine. Any younger and it'd really start to be questionable, but like 16,
Well,
by that point...
That's why I'm saying it's just a little questionable, but it is what it is.
I mean, the main questionable thing about it is just medical professional and patient. There is a power dynamic there.
There is. I'm mostly saying this because I know the context of why she's being pushy.
Yeah.
That's a bit odd.
I
isn't
wouldn't
it?
be saying it otherwise.
I'll give you some
Otherwise, it
medicine
would just
in case.
be teenage boy letting his mind wander, and nothing wrong with that.
I mean, she is also very much leaning into it. This is not just teenage boy letting his mind wander. This is...
She knows. Oof.
No, thank you. I'm fine. Really.
Poor
I see.
kid.
If you'll excuse me.
Yeah, he is not entirely comfortable with this situation.
Was there something else you needed?
I need
Poor
to
kid.
motorboat you, that's what I need.
Would you like
Oh,
some
no.
medicine after all?
No, sorry.
What do you need?
Well... Miss Morimura, have you seen Amiguchi-kun anywhere?
Amiguchi-kun. The first year? I just made my rounds, but I don't believe I ran into him.
That's okay.
You seem to get along well with Amiguchi-kun.
You seem to get along well with the flirty fuckboy. Are you fucking the fuckboy? Do I have to go yandere on the fuckboy? I'm gonna fucking kill this kid, I swear to god.
Yeah.
I may as well mention it now, since I just saw it right there. This game is actually really... This localization, rather, is really clever with how it uses both English and Japanese honorifics, because it switches back and forth between them seamlessly. For the kid characters, or just when characters are just referring to each other, they use Japanese honorifics. Chan, Kun, Senpai, Son. But when it's the younger characters talking about adults, or specifically teachers, they use English honorifics, Mrs., Mr., because in English, we don't even think about it. When you say, oh, you know, Miss Morimura, you think, okay, that's a teacher, a professor. It's so natural to how we speak our language.
And the adults in this game also tend to refer to the kids as, like, Kun, San, Chan as well. Like, it's very well done, it's very seamless. It's the kind of thing that you don't even notice. And I think that's the best sign of it.
Exactly. Like, that's so good. Like, that's exactly how you do it. Like, it's not something I even noticed till I beat the game.
It's a bit surprising, honestly.
I didn't notice it until you mentioned it in our first of, like, 3 times trying to record this fucking chapter.
Do you two have something in common?
We both have huge dicks. That's what.
That's definitely a start.
Oh, is it personal? I won't pry.
Yeah, very personal.
No, but, like, my guess is that Juro is, like, above average, but not the best in this cast, in that area.
It's not like that.
Because, you know, this is what I fucking do. I theorize about the dick sizes of fictional characters and what they're into. Hi, welcome to Hamburger Chariot. Glad to have you.
This is what we talk about.
Mirth's just along for the ride and kind of tolerates it.
This is the content you all have subscribed for.
Yep. Well, all no subscribers. Basically no one watches this, but that's alright. I don't really care.
We just hang out around the TV. Movies, video games, that kind of stuff.
Porn flicks and hentai games, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just like my high school
Now
days.
that you mention it, your eyes are a little red.
I guess I stared at
Man,
the
this
screen
poor
for too long.
kid.
You need to lead a
he's not
healthier
comfortable.
life. Shall I make a house call this weekend?
Shall I make a house call?
Oh, she's being so pushy.
I'm fine, really. I'll get my life in order.
Well, alright.
There's the panic in his voice. Man, he sounds so gentle.
And the fucking
like,
jiggles when she turns from left to right. Like, that's... They put a lot of budget into that.
You're really see it when they put her in a cat suit. It's just like, those... Oof.
You're still here?
Oh my god, the fucking faces he has.
Shiba-kun, what's up?
I love him.
Amiguchi wasn't in the cafeteria.
Wasn't
Figured I'd try
talking to
here.
somebody else.
I think I'm
Not
gonna
at all.
try and extract a lot of the facial expressions in this game to use as emotes in my Discord server. Which, by the way, I have a Discord server. It's called the BL Church. You should go check it out. It's really cool. I talk there. Not many other people do. There's not a lot of people yet. But that's why you should join.
Well, guess that's all we can do. Let's
Basically,
stop by
more
the
of
video
this
store on the way
content.
home.
You know what to expect. It's the BL Church.
It's Hamburger Chariot. I think my opening line on my Twitter bio is like, Australian autist, horny disaster gay, shitty content creator. Like, it's the perfect summary of me.
Come on.
Finally, we are moving to the last scene, 42 minutes in. And can I just say, another very good looking scene. Although more so for the environment than the lighting. Not to say
Yeah.
the lighting isn't great, but it's not the focus of why I love the look of this area.
Something wrong?
You don't have the sun reflecting through the windows, so yeah, the lighting isn't going to be as
Couldn't
reflective
catch
here.
Amiguchi. The video store was a waste of time.
Oh boy, it was a waste of time because he couldn't get the right fucking videotape into his head.
sucks, man.
It's true that one video was already rented out, but we didn't come back empty-handed.
What, that old-ass kaiju flick?
Daimos versus Mecha Daimos. It's a real masterpiece from '74.
You and your giant robots.
Hey, I got a flyer from the theater the other day. It showed what movies they're playing this month. Guess what was on there? The original Daimos. Do you want to go?
Jeez, 100 times wasn't enough for you?
I love how they genuinely feel like best friends.
They do. It's such a natural back and forth.
A sci-fi movie
Again,
from 1954.
You
Heavy
don't
on
question
special
it.
effects.
I want to see a universe where they actually just became best friends. Like, they just continued to be friends after all of this. Like, 426 just decides to be Shiba.
The first in what will become a long-running series.
I hope you know what time it is. It's
Oh, I
time
know
to
what
meet
time.
the boy. That walk
The
animation,
boy of
though.
all boys.
That walk animation.
I'll pass
Oh,
in that
it even
case.
matches
Oh,
his
shit, I forgot this.
expression.
These days. Why not get a game console? Then you can stay safe at home.
My little brother totally tried that argument on our dad. He was like, if you don't buy me one, I'll fall in with the wrong crowd.
Miyuki and Naba sure is popular these days.
Miyuki Inaba.
I even see her in TV commercials.
Fuck, I don't think I saw this in my
School seems to love
playthroughs.
her.
I
Think
didn't
she'll be in this
either.
year's award show?
This is why you walk around and listen to
Hey.
dialogue.
Aren't we going home? Wrong way, man.
We want to listen to the dialogue, Shiba. We're not meeting Best Boy. Okay, fine. Let's go meet Best Boy.
Come on, Juro. Let's go home.
It's time for him. The cutest, the best boy.
Sentinel isn't responding. Miura-kun? The
Here
activation.
comes
I know I
the
did it
boy.
right. Why won't it start?
So, I am Hamburger Chariot. This is the boy the hamburger is named after. Keitaro Miura is my second favorite character in all of fiction. I fucking adore him. He is adorable. He has my favorite character design maybe ever. And he has a utterly phenomenal vocal performance by Zach Aguilar, who is an up-and-coming superstar in the industry. He's had a very successful career considering how young he is.
Like, he's younger than me, even. Like, I am shocked at just how much he's blown up in just the past few years. And it's been phenomenal to just hear him grow as an actor. To start as an actor that I initially wrote off, just like, okay, he's a beginner, he's a newbie, yeah, you can kind of tell. And then to go from that to this, where he gives one of the strongest performances I've ever heard in a game. Like, wow, has it been a journey just hearing this guy grow and be so excited to just hear what he voices in next. And I actually got to meet him.
That's right, you lucky American bitch. I hate you. How dare you live in a country where all of these cool people actually go to cons, instead of fucking Australia, where nobody comes to anything, because we're a shithole of a country.
I
But
got
hey,
to sign my
at
copy
least
of
we aren't
13
completely
Sentinels.
fucked politically, just mostly fucked politically.
Yeah, my country sucks. But at least I got him to sign my copy of 13 Sentinels.
And you showed him your BJ skills.
He loved him. He loved him. Took a picture of it and said he'd send it to the director.
Sorry, one sec.
Oh. I mean, I could gush about Zach Aguilar all day. Like, genuinely, when I first heard him in the dub for One Punch Man, I'll be honest, I didn't particularly care for his performance there. I was like, this is a young kid, he doesn't really know what he's doing, I'm not into it. And and I was not the most optimistic when I would hear him in other stuff. But, then I heard him in Demon Slayer, and I'm like, okay, he's improving. I'm liking what I hear. Then I heard him in Persona 5 Strikers, and I was like, oh my gosh, this performance is great. He's like, he plays this jerk so well. It's hilarious. It's entertaining. He's come a long way. He's got a good career ahead of him.
He really
And then
feels like the kind of person that was just born for this.
Yes, and then I hear him play Keitaro Miura, and he absolutely blows me away with how good he is. It's just like it is the winning success story. To go from an actor I wrote off, didn't like too much when I first heard him, to absolutely adoring him.
Also, I know we were trying to cut down on tangents, but fuck it, he earns it. He gets
does.
our full passionate rants.
And he's barely said anything yet.
Oh god, I am gonna love going through his story. His story is just maybe my favorite writing of anything ever. Like,
Honestly, I'd agree there. If we're talking consistency-wise, beginning to end, he's probably my favorite.
like, so many good scenes. I'm not gonna get into them yet because we're gonna get to them eventually, but still.
Miura-kun. Juro-kun. What's wrong? Is everything alright? You look awful.
He looks like trouble. Just leave him be.
Subtle.
But he's my friend.
Your friend?
Do you feel sick? I'm fine.
The fucking scar that's glowing blue.
Your forehead. Did it just light up?
Sorry, but you shouldn't touch it.
I'm lingering on that line Juro said, but he's my why would Juro say that? He shouldn't know who Keitaro is.
No, he's already
unless
moved in
it's-
at this point.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's already moved in at this point, so they would know
Okay,
each other.
I was gonna go into big theory crafting. Thank you for correcting me there.
What the? My hand's lighting up too.
And the shocked face on Miura. The fucking bags under his eyes. God, Miura. How are you so cute?
No. What's going on?
This is bad.
See, that's what I mean. Like,
Sentinel
Juro
number
sounds
13.
out of it a lot, and then
Translating.
he'll snap fully into it.
Don't tell me. Are you?
What was that?
Over there.
And the way that Shiba sounds almost dark. He's
I
not
know.
surprised. He's not like, whoa, that's so cool. He's suddenly like, over there.
Just such a snap and tone. Like, you
Summoned a
immediately
Sentinel.
know something's up.
Wait. It looks different.
That's a robot from that movie.
I'm pretty sure that's a 2D drawing of the Sentinel versus the 3D model we saw in the opening scene.
Yeah, that one's 2D.
You can tell through the resolution difference. Well,
You idiot, what are you doing? Send that thing back.
I did that?
Okino's damn code.
Oh, we got our
And
first
the
name
forced
drop for
activation
Okino.
Protocol. Well, this'll be interesting.
Are you?
You leave me no choice.
also Miura saying, are you, but not
And you-
finishing it. Because he means,
I know.
are you talking to yourself? It's
I know,
great.
but it sounds, to a first-time player, it sounds like he's talking about Shiba because Shiba's being so suspicious. Like, look at Miura's expression there. It looks like it's towards Shiba. It is hiding in plain sight. It's so effective.
I'm gonna need you to forget about this for now.
Shiba-kun?
Quit mode activated.
So one annoying thing about the prologue section specifically is that you can't jump directly to the mystery files and event archives yet. You've got to wait until you fucking like get to the next prologue before you can begin. So we're not going to get to see these mystery files or event archives until the next prologue video, which I hope we can record today. I don't know if we can though.
See what we can fit in. I think I can fit in at least one more.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, my mind is still on, is like not exactly the meaning of it anymore, but just the way Juro said, but he's my friend. It's just, he sounds so earnest and kind there. It's just like,
wholesome.
I didn't hear that line my first playthrough, and just like, Man, you're so sweet.
This
Why
is
is this
this
game
is
acting
why we
so well?
really need to try and find as much dialogue as possible, because it's all great. Like, we got a Miyuki Inaba mention.
I can't believe there's dialogue I've missed of this game. We need to be thorough. I would need to hear every line.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This has been Hamburger Chariot, the horny Australian autist, and Mirth Mauser, the Kasumi Yoshizawa hater. And we're gonna sign off.
It's fine. She voices a character in this game, and she's one of the best voices.
Lemire. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.